So earlier today we got a little sidetracked. That's how my brain works. I'm sure I have ADHD. We started doing some stuff in the yard, but the plan was to go through some comments on the YouTube videos about my mom's house and our decluttering journey. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to look up some comments on different videos on my laptop and then let mom answer or just comment on the comments. And by the way, we really appreciate all the support very much. It's very helpful and keeps us going. So where to start though? There's a lot of comments. I'll just click on like one of the videos. This one, clean up, my mom's craft room update. And I'll start looking at comments there. Scroll down to the bottom and read some at random. This isn't the first video we did, but...
Yeah, I would start more toward the front.
Okay, Mom thinks I should start with the first video because that's how her brain works. So I will try to find that. Which I don't remember what the first video was, actually. Was it Cleanup, Crafts Galore and Black Mold?
No.
No? Are you sure?
No, I think so.
Oh boy. I'm going to click on content and I'm going to see what was the first video. And excuse my voice, I sound like Kermit the Frog, and I might start coughing and have to take a break using an inhaler. So yes, that was the first video.
Was it?
Yeah, March 30th.
No.
Clean up.
We started working in October, November.
No, I started working in October when you were on vacation. We weren't doing any videos then.
We didn't do any of them.
No, I wish we would have been, but I didn't want to exploit you. And then months later, after, you know, a lot of so much work took place, so much that we could have been videotaping. But then I asked you if you cared, and you said, no, I don't care. And so we started like after the bulk of the work was already done.
Oh no.
Yeah. But let me make sure here.
But we got pictures of how bad it was when we first started.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so imagine we started in October and didn't do a video until March. So October, November, December, January, February, 5 months of work that wasn't recorded, unfortunately. But the first video was Cleanup, Crafts Galore, and Black Mold, March 30th.
Okay.
And we got 51 comments on that and 267 likes. So, let's see. Comments. I'm still kind of learning YouTube. Oh, here's one that I didn't read. Okay, this is what this Isabel Renninger says. Hoarding is keeping things that would be considered trash. Your mom has a long life of collections. Anyone devoted to a hobby or sport will collect a certain amount of content each year. When you have a long life and keep the same hobby, the amount is exponential. It's not hoarding. Many folks make that mistake, and there is negative connotation with the term.
So hoarding's only if you have garbage in your house? That means I get to keep all my stuff, Jeanette.
I don't know if I agree with that assessment, but I mean, you read a lot of the hoarding books that I bought you, and I mean, I have read that though. That hoarding disorder is when people won't get rid of anything, even trash.
Right.
You do not fall into that category.
Grandma was like that. She had 5,500 bread wrappers.
Yeah. I think that, in my personal opinion, I think there are different levels of hoarding. I don't think everyone is the same, you know.
I fall into too much collection.
Possibly.
Well, when you clean up my house, I didn't have like a lot of trash. I mean, some stuff was dirty because of cats and stuff, but I didn't have a lot of trash. Unless something got wet and moldy, and then it was then we just threw it away. But most of my stuff, we just washed it, cleaned it, and Goodwilled it, garage sale it, repurpose it, gave it away to family and friends, and we're still garage selling.
As a person obsessed with rubber stamps, this video has really got me thinking. Melissa Castle says. And then I said, what about? And she said, about how many is too many and not wanting to burden my kids by having too much stuff. I donated a big box to local community center for their craft group. I think I could donate more. Okay.
Nobody's to keep them all.
Melissa. Yeah. Penny says, you ladies are getting to spend a lot of time together. Enjoy this time, even though there is so much to do.
I love spending all the time together.
For sure. I love it too.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be doing almost anything, and I just enjoy the company with you.
Yeah, and yeah, I think by doing this and stuff, it's brought us closer together.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, you learn to work together. You learn how you're different in the way you work.
Yeah, and respecting the difference.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think that was good. That's important.
Mhm.
And boundaries. You're big on boundaries, and I kind of run everything, and so.
Well, it's your house, but I think that our family in general, we all have boundary issues, don't you?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in kind of a close-knit thing where if one person did something, everybody did it. You know, and if one of my sisters got invited to something, we all got invited. So we all went. So that's part of it, I think.
That doesn't sound like a boundary issue to me.
Well, kind of. I mean, like, you know, if somebody got invited to a birthday party and stuff, it's like most of us just went ahead and went to all the birthday
Well,
parties.
that's being close-knit, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But a boundary issue is more like, I don't know.
Like stay out of my room.
Like someone coming over to your house and starting to move your pictures around on your wall.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't like people coming in
without asking you.
Even if they ask me, it's like I don't like people coming to my house and telling me where to put stuff, what to do with my stuff, how things look, kind of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because when I first moved in my house, I had a place that I wanted things to sit, and pretty much when I moved my furniture in there, I had my front room in the same spot for probably 26 years.
Wow.
I never moved the couch, I never moved the chairs. Everything was exactly had a purpose, and everything had a place, and it took me a long time, but then after 26 years, it's like, you know, I'm kind of tired of this. I think I'm going to change it, so, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what you like.
Yeah.
Okay. Trisha says, I feel so bad for all these ladies who were so big into the card making and some of these other crafts who bought all these supplies, spending tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars on supplies, only to find that there really isn't a market for their products and their supplies can't be sold for even 1/10 of their original worth. It's sad because they do make beautiful things, but they have to change or charge more than a cheap piece from China, and that is what people are buying right now. Look at the popularity of Shein and Temu. People don't care about the quality of items anymore.
Yeah, I agree. My collection and stuff like that, it makes me sick to think that I spent $20 for a stamp this big, and you go to garage sale and you get it for $1.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're 50 cents. And it's like,
yeah.
So that makes me sick. I've invested thousands of dollars in stamps and crafts and pens and paper and inks, and yeah, there's no way but I didn't do it to resell it, and I really didn't do it to make a profit or make stuff. I did it to feed my creativity. I did it to do things with family and friends. I had my friend over and stuff, and we used to sit and we go shopping together. We called it a quest. We're on a quest, and we picked out certain things that we wanted to find. And I said, I need a bridge, I need some little water streams or something. And we picked a certain thing out, and we went to Indiana, we went to Chicago, we went to Iowa, and we did all these road trips which was Great Adventures.
Mhm.
You know, so it's not just
It was more than
yeah,
just the crafts.
yeah. It's a lot more than just the craft.
How come you're getting teary-eyed?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Tissue time. Are you having the memories or thinking
Yeah.
about the memories?
Yeah.
Aw.
It's just it is. People don't understand that. They don't understand that it's not just making a card. It's the friendship involved, it's all the memories involved, it's all the fun involved. Yeah, I have a lot of great memories about making my stamps and stuff.
We did have a lot of fun making cards and scrapbooks
And collecting. I buy some stamps and stuff, and I have my little barn made, and I'll buy horses, and I put my little horses up there and stuff, and I walk by and I think, oh, that one's beautiful. I love that one, I love that one, I love that one.
well, and the artwork on them.
I love artwork.
They're so pretty.
I love the artwork, I love the colors. I just love everything about it. Yeah, and I can't understand why people kind of get out of it, but I guess they don't get into it for the same reasons that I do.
I think that it's kind of like I'm guessing that crafts have fads. They go through phases,
Oh yeah.
like where things are popular, and then like the next new thing comes in, and people are focusing on the next thing. I don't know what's hot right now. But
Yeah, I don't
you
either.
know what I mean?
I think it was. I think.
junk journaling is popular right now. Have you heard of junk
Oh,
journaling?
yeah. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it yet, but I keep eyeballing it. And right now on YouTube, I've been watching these little videos, and this girl makes miniature stuff, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. And I thought, my daughter will kill me if I start doing all these little miniature houses and miniature rooms. And I thought, oh, I better not do that. Better not do that. So I'm gonna stay away from the miniature
Well, it's
stuff.
kind of nice to focus on all the tons of stuff you have now.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm looking forward to once we get everything all cleaned up and all organized and stuff. Then I'm gonna have my family and friends come over again, and we're gonna make
Do a
cards and
craft
scrapbooking and whatever we want to do, just to get together.
Okay. Jessica says where your mom had that leak, there is what appears to be termite tunneling in the wall. If you haven't already, you may want to contact an exterminator soon. Love seeing the vintage art supplies. A lot of these remind me of my grandma's supplies and craft room. Thank you for helping her with her home. Hopefully this will be an easy transition for her.
It's not very easy, you know. Sometimes it's emotionally, it's kind of a lot, but once you get going, it kind of snowballs. And then once you see something that's clean and it's neat and it's organized again, it's much easier to let it go.
Yeah.
Much easier.
What do you think about the termites?
I seen that too and stuff, and I pulled that bad spot out, and I did look at that, but as far as I know, I don't have termites in the house, but I might go ahead and have somebody come in and inspect it and spray it, just make sure.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, I think. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Because they'll just keep wreaking havoc and
Yeah.
destroying stuff.
And I don't know if it was termites or if it was carpenter ants, because I had an ant problem for a while, so it could have been ants going in and out. I know it's not bees, but it could have been termites or it could have been ants.
Another person says, I lived with my father the last year of his life, and it took me 6 months to do it, and I hired a lot of help. 100-year-old farmhouse. Oh my God, I wanted to quit more times than I could count, but God got me through it.
Yeah.
That's more just a comment.
Yeah. And you're my little push mower. When I get to the point, it's like, oh my God, I just can't do any more of this. It's like you'll come up and say, let's just do the bathroom, or let's just work on one closet, and I'll say, oh yeah, okay, I can handle that. So you encourage me, and you motivate me.
You encourage me too.
Yeah.
Itha says, over the years, my siblings and I decluttered and moved my mother several times. The new home or apartment was hoarded in a very short time. When she went to a nursing home, the same. Her room was a mess. The staff admonished us that if we didn't keep the stuff under control, that they would have to, since clutter is a fire hazard.
Yeah.
The mental state is so hard to deal with.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think that's the hardest part is dealing with the mental and emotional, the emotional attachment that you have to things. I have little stuffed animals, and if I look at a stuffed animal, I feel like they're talking to me. And if I see them at a store, I'll look at it and they'll say, "Take me home." I'm like, I can't resist. It's like going to the dog pound and leaving a little animal on a shelf and not taking them home. It's like, oh my gosh.
Okay, we'll just have to get you some blinders for when you go into the store.
Yeah. What I've been doing lately is I am not shopping. I hardly buy anything at all anymore. And what I do is when I go shopping with somebody else, I'll look at everything, and if I see something I really think's cute or really pretty, I take a picture of it.
That's a good idea.
And then I have the memory of what it looked like without clutter, without the cost of buying something that I'm not going to need. So I've been doing pictures, and it's been working out really well.
Cool. Shannon says, I love that you were helping your mom. I really enjoyed seeing as well as hearing her talk about her crafting. I am a rubber stamper card maker as well, so I really relate to how much work goes into moving her stuff. And I am so glad you found that water damage. I bet it is more extensive than you think now and will be revealed as you get the room further decluttered. It'd be great to get that fixed. I look forward to tagging along with you on this journey. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. So far what I did in that room, I took half the wall down. I took all the, whatever that coating was, and then I took the drywall down. Any place I seen that was wet or moldy, I took a crowbar and busted it all down. We threw it all away.
And the carpet.
And all the carpet,
Yeah.
because it was moldy.
We got a whole video on that.
Bad. And then I sprayed it with vinegar water. So they say vinegar is supposed to help kill any kind of mold or something. I think I mixed vinegar and something. There's like 3 different things: alcohol, vinegar, and something supposed to be for mold.
Okay. Mrs. Cotton Candy says, hello JB and to your mom. I just found your channel and subscribed. I will go back and watch your videos to catch up. Your mom is really talented and it's lovely to see you both working together. I have a craft room too and have been trying to get it back into shape. I'm really bad at procrastination. So thank you to both of you for doing these videos. Big hugs and keep up the fabulous work.
Oh, thank you.
That's really sweet.
That was sweet of her.
Let's see. This one says, you are a real blessing to your mother. I've watched Midwest Magic Cleaning and Mac discusses hoarding disorder in depth. If you haven't already, check out his channel for more insight. It is usually triggered by a trauma, and if the person is willing to seek professional counseling, they can be greatly helped. Your mom is very creative, which is a therapy in and of itself. So healthy. Just subscribe. Looking forward to seeing the progress as you go along. God bless.
Yeah.
I want to just say that I have since subscribed to Midwest Magic Cleaning, and I have watched a ton of Mac's videos, which I enjoy very much. He has a lot of really good cleaning tips. I love his sense of humor and how he helps people. Wow, he's such a blessing. Thank you for that recommendation. Mom, you have anything else to add?
Pass his thing to me,
Okay.
on the phone, so I can check.
Yeah. He has really cleaned up some true hoarder
I don't know
homes.
if I've seen him before or not. I've seen people that go in and clean things for free,
He does it for free.
but oh my. And then I look and I'm thinking, okay, what they're cleaning up is not, it doesn't look like my house. It's trash.
Yeah, they like literally shovel stuff into trash cans.
Yeah, well, we haven't shoveled stuff out of my
No.
house. But, so yeah, I mean, thank God that my house is not a steam shovel or snow shovel cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be horrible.
Well, when my nephew Josh and I started in October, we had to throw a lot of food away because the mice got to the food and they chewed through the boxes, and I think they urinated on the cans in there and they got all rusty. Some of the cans that had never been opened I picked out of the cupboard and there was nothing inside of them. So
The mice got with it?
I don't know how the stuff inside the can evaporated.
I don't
So
know.
I mean, we probably threw away 5 garbage bags of food.
This is something I'm kind of working on too. I noticed before I would go to the store and I'd buy lots of canned goods, put in the thing. It's like, all right, I'm safe. I have all this fruits, vegetables, anything, soups and stuff, and I'm ready for basically snow day or whatever. But I noticed that, yeah, once I buy it, I wasn't using it because I got to eat so much. I get invited out to eat, and I might buy a lot of groceries and stuff, and I'll put it in the refrigerator. And then somebody invite me out for supper. I said, sure, I'll go. Well, then that's one day's groceries I bought that doesn't get used. I hardly ever freeze anything. So what I've been doing now is just buying 2 cans of soup, and I might buy some canned meats or something like that. Maybe some sodas, bottled waters, or something. But I'm doing a lot of TV dinners now where I freeze them. And if I get hungry, I just take a TV dinner out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hardly anything in my refrigerator and stuff. So
yeah,
it works out good for me because I got to eat a lot.
And we put that little whiteboard on your refrigerator,
Yeah.
and where you can write down what you have in your cupboards.
Yeah,
to
and
kind of keep track.
Actually, I went through my cupboard not long ago, and because you did that, I went through and I thought, oh my gosh, I still got this fruit in here. I haven't touched it. I'm not going to touch it. So I took all that out and gave it to Linda, and we donated it to some of the food pantries.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it wasn't overdue or anything, but it's just, I knew I wasn't going to use it. So I thought, no, I'm not going to keep it no more.
What I do at my house is I take inventory of the food, like, I don't know, every couple of months or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go through my cupboards and see what I have or in the freezer, and I've been donating it to Aunt Linda.
Yeah.
Or I'll put it in the food pantry, up at the church.
Yeah.
Because if I haven't touched it in months
a week,
and I'm not gonna use it, then I'd rather somebody else make use out of it. And I mean, my husband Tim, he cooks a lot, but he's buying all fresh stuff, and he goes to the grocery store probably a couple times a week. So rather buying in bulk, we go, more often to the grocery store. And then he's making sure that he's using all of those fresh ingredients. He'll buy fresh asparagus, salad and fruits and vegetables.
And
yeah, potatoes. And so those are the things you have to make sure you're using right away.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly when I go to the grocery store now, I'm just buying stuff for my lunches for work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kate says, when it comes to excess craft materials, I was able to actually make a modest profit on fabric and craft supplies on eBay. If you try it, do one category at a time and set aside your list of items in a separate room along with packaging. It's not hard, but it's another thing to do. Good luck.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking about a lot of that with the rubber stamps. Is because I bought a lot of rubber stamps online, and it was thrilling. To me, it's thrilling. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my gosh, I got 100 stamps for $20, and poor person that sold them, they probably just wanted to get rid of them, but I felt like he had a gold mine. Mm-hmm. But of course, I ended up with a lot of stamps that I didn't pick out. I just, out of maybe whatever I had, I might like 8 or 10 of them, but I ended up buying the whole box, which I didn't really need the whole box. Mm-hmm. But I have done that. But what I found when I go shopping online and stuff, what the ladies were doing is like they put some of the stamps together and be all birthday stamps to make a card, or all Christmas, or all Halloween, or something. It's a theme, and those seem to sell pretty good.
Okay.
So I thought about doing that.
Well, we're gonna actually have a craft sale up at my mom's barn in the fall, so we're gonna go through all of her rubber stamps before that time. And then she can pick out those stamps that she doesn't really care as much about, or she has duplicates of, and other craft supplies that we come across. So we're gonna have a big barn sale, the craft edition, in the fall.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mom is very talented. I really like her woodwork shelves and mirror frame. Mirror frame. Which one would that be? I don't remember.
Mirror frame. My roller frame. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it would have been a mirror frame.
Neither.
But I like my barn. I love my little barn. Somehow, somewhere I thought I had a little schoolhouse, but I think I didn't get that one. A lady I know, she had a business called Rubber Rainbows. Rainbow Rubbers.
Rubber rainbows. I think it was called.
Okay, yeah. And we used to go quite frequently to her place. And she's a very nice lady, and we'd spend the whole day and do an outing with that. And she'd make homemade cookies and pies and cakes and have coffee and tea there. And we'd spend a pretty long time sitting there going through all of her stamps. And talk about cluttered. She had her business like in a little room in the basement, which wasn't real big. It was maybe half of the basement, floor to ceiling full. And she had tables and she had the little cloths down and stuff. And I'd say, well, I'm kind of looking for some postage stamps. Oh yeah, that's under the third table underneath on. Lifted the thing and it's the third box. She knew where every stamp was at.
Wow.
I just loved it. I said, what? I'm looking for some mice. Oh yeah, that's in the fifth table over there. She knew where everything was at.
Oh, Tammy's. You mean Tammy's?
No, not Tammy's. The lady in
Sue, I think her name was. Sue Victorian Romance?
Maureen.
Oh.
Where did we go?
That's somebody else, okay.
Rubber Rainbows. No, wait. Where did we go when we went eating that house that had the meat packing place and we had dinner? Gilsburg.
I didn't go there.
Gilsburg.
Oh, Gilsburg.
Yes, you did. Gilsburg.
No, I didn't go to the meat packing. That was you and Mike. I never went there.
I went one time. I don't think I'll go back there. It felt haunted.
Okay, your mom is so fortunate to have you as a daughter. You're amazing. My sister is a much more severe hoarder than your mom, it appears, and her home has fallen apart underneath the stuff. It's heartbreaking what hoarding does, isn't it? Thank you for sharing. I wish you the best.
It is bad. I mean, it is, collections do get out of hand. I started, what did we figure with Barbie?
How many you have?
No, when I started,
1992 or so?
92 or so. But I started and I was just excited about it and I ended up starting it and a guy at work, I worked with him and he said to me, oh, you'll stop eventually. And I said, oh, why? No, I won't stop because I love them. They're beautiful and it satisfies some need in me. And I said, I just love them. And I said, and I got where I collected certain things of them. He said, oh, you'll stop. I said, well, why would I? And he said, because you're going to run out of space. And he was right. I filled up, I call it Barbies Room. I filled it up floor to ceiling with dolls. And I had nowhere else to go with them, so I stopped buying them.
I worry about the Barbies up in your attic. I hope the critters haven't chewed through it.
I hope they haven't
chewed through all those boxes.
Hope they haven't either.
That would make me sick.
The ones I put upstairs, yeah, those might end up selling.
Yeah, we should try to haul those down at some point.
Yeah, but you're not going to put them in my clean front room.
No.
After what, 7-8 months now, we've cleaned the house enough where I actually have my front room clutter free, no boxes anywhere. I just love it. When we started, we'd get the front room cleaned up, we'd get the dining room cleaned up, kitchen cleaned up, and the very next weekend you'd come over and we would trash one of the rooms and we would bring all that stuff up back into the front room and the dining room and sorted out all these boxes. I got so sick of seeing boxes in those rooms. And just lately, I got everything put away and everything out of the house, and I come down in the morning, I'm like, oh, I see my clean front room. I just love it.
Someone else said, always remember it's a marathon. We're 5 years into my MIL home.
Oh my.
It looks slightly better, but she continues to hoard. Mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was going to say on the previous comment, thank you very much for that nice compliment. That really makes me feel good. Let's see. Someone said, that's nice that you asked your mom. Nowadays, people film without permission. Shows you love your mom. Betty says, does she still stamp? If so, what does she make? You haven't stamped in a while, have you?
The last time I stamped is I stamped those thank you cards with you.
Yeah.
when you were into reselling and we made those little thank you cards to put in
That
the
was
gift.
about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
But otherwise, for rubber stamping, I kind of don't remember stamping anything.
For a long time.
Not making anything.
Well, because you couldn't get into your craft room anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't get in the craft room, and then
It was full of stuff.
I had health issues, and my husband passed away. So when he passed away, I kind of went deep six, and I didn't care about anything. So I just lost interest in everything: my house, my possessions, my life. I just lost possession or interest in everything.
That's understandable.
And then I just didn't have the energy. So since you started pushing me really hard, that yeah, it's amazing. I was on pills for my back because my back was so bad because I guess I wasn't moving around, but I have had 5 ruptured discs in my back, and I think they're healing. But I haven't had, since you made me get up and move and carry boxes and go up and down stairs a lot, it seems like my back's getting stronger, and I haven't had a pain pill in almost 4 months.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, my back still hurts and gets stiff, but it's not like the severe pain that I was in, so.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the Tin Man. If you sit and you don't use it, you get rusty.
You get rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I get stiff
You get
and
really
sore.
stiff.
Yeah.
It's kind of good to keep stretching and moving if you can. And you go swimming, and that helps.
Yeah, I do some swimming for therapy too, so that helps. But yeah, this has been a great adventure. Really. It's basically a life-changing adventure and stuff. I've just noticed the last couple days, maybe just this week, I've actually got up and self-motivated myself to put away those boxes out of the front room and to totally clear that up. And I spent 5 hours, and I got tired and I was sore and stuff. And I thought, just keep doing. You got 3 more boxes. Just keep going. And yeah, I thought, I want to finish this. I want to get it done.
Well, I think as humans, we're all procrastinators. I know I'm a huge procrastinator. And like, for example, I've been sitting here while I've been sick looking underneath my chair over there, and I could see that it was dusty. And I kept staring at it for like a week. And then finally I cleaned it today.
But you've been sick.
Yeah.
You've been really sick. So,
but it's been bugging me. It just like it nags at me. You need to dust. You need to dust. You know.
That's what I did with those boxes in the front room. I've got a box that I want you to do for the eBay or whatever. And I don't want to sell them in a garage sale, but they were like 8 boxes stacked on the side of the wall.
That's a lot of work.
And I kept looking and looking. I'm like, I'm so sick of seeing those boxes. I want them out of here. And I got up and I sorted everything out and stuff. Everything I wanted, you to look at and sell. And then anything that garage sold. I pulled the tractor up to the porch, and I used the tractor to haul things so I wouldn't have to carry it back and forth to the barn for my back.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. So I end up with a whole bucket full of stuff to take out in the barn. So, and it's gone. And it's like, oh, it is just such a relief. Just such a relief.
Yeah, I think, clean home equals clean mind,
Yeah.
It's just relaxing.
Yeah.
Then you don't have something nagging at you.
Yeah,
every day.
I think that's true, because once I got everything cleaned up, I scrubbed all the floors. I scrubbed the front room floor and the kitchen floor and dining room floor. And the next morning I come down and said, oh my gosh, everything looks so nice. And I just went, it just felt so free. I just felt so
like
free.
A relief.
Yeah, a big relief.
Well, and you know why I started all of this is because I want you to be happy. I want you to live in a clean house. And, I'm doing it out of love.
And you're pushy.
And you are too. Yeah, I wonder where I get that from.
That's something I think we're both finding out, that we are so alike. Our character. Yeah, you get a lot of characteristics from me.
A lot.
And thank God. Because
we're both very driven and strong and hard workers.
Yes.
We're both very determined.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of the same characteristics, and I'm sure I got them from you.
I think so. Yeah, I think you did.
A lot of good ones.
And then I look at you and then I admire you for how you are. And I'm thinking, hey, that's cool because that's the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I admire you for the way you act and the way you interact with people. And
Same. Don't make me cry now.
I know. It's like,
I'm
this
the same.
This is
with
a
you.
hard video.
Yeah. I admire you a lot.
Yeah.
Now I can't talk. Okay. Sheila says, I say this with love. Why make another shelf for rubber stamps when Mom doesn't use them? I get having a collection of stamps, but it seems like a lot of times time is spent rearranging too many things. It seems sad and futile to me.
Yeah. I agree. Just like there, I mean, I used to go in my stamp room all the time. I spent hours and hours down there, and when Michael was alive and stuff like that, if me and him kind of got in a fight or something like that, I'd go down there and retreat into my room, and an hour down there, I'm like happy, 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 and then I'd come out and we're fine, you know. And but it's kind of an escape. Plus, it's just the creativity thing that goes with that. It's just there's just something about. I read somewhere it says something about your inner child. If you get in touch with your inner child, that's the person that gives you the creativity. That's the person that gives you the energy to create, the energy to play. And I think that's true because I've got a lot of child in me. And yeah, I love it. But when I had my craft room all cleaned and organized, I would spend a lot of time there. But then I noticed once I went to this ladies' garage sale, Susie was getting into rubber stamps, and I thought, well, I'll help her out.
Susie is my mom's friend.
Yeah, I'll help her out. And some lady I know had her rubber stamp collection for sale for $800. So I bought it. And I spent $1 for each stamp.
Oh, wow.
So I bought 800 extra stamps that I really didn't need. And that's when my craft room kind of started going downhill.
Well, why do you think you bought them?
For Susie.
Oh.
Because I thought Susie was going to basically rebuy them from me because
okay.
she was just getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
And Susie spends a lot of money on anything she does.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought she would probably buy most of them. And then a lot of them, the lady, her and I both went to the same stamp store. So a lot of her stamps were doubles of what I had. So when I go through them, I'm sure I'm going to be able to resell them or get rid of them or whatever because I'm going to have doubles of stamps.
Yeah, yeah. So I think before we make any more shelves, or you do, we should go through everything first because you might not even need to make another shelf.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I told you, I've already got one shelf made, and I do need to make another shelf for the stuff that I've already got in boxes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought about that. I thought about making one more shelf, maybe. But I don't really think I have the room for it down there. So if I don't have the room, I'm going to definitely have to weed them out and get rid of them.
I think it's better to have an organized craft room.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Then you're going to be able to find the stuff easier and then I think use it more and appreciate it more too.
Right.
That was all of those comments. And so we really appreciate them. And we'll do another one of these in the future where we go to a different video and address those comments as well. So keep them coming. Any last words on this?
Sorry for the emotions, but it's been an emotional journey. It's physical and mental and emotional journey to basically uproot your whole home and get in touch with what needs to be done. So it's been a trip.
I don't think you have to apologize for that.
Well, yeah.